Hello, everybody. I hope you are having a fantastic week. I hope Thanksgiving and Black Friday and all any other holidays you may celebrate in the last week went very well for you. Great news. It was a very busy week here with Road Core Cutting. We're going to dive into all of it right now, answer your core cutting related questions, hopefully help you get the most out of your core cutting experience. If you are watching this on replay, we're live, I should say, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. We'll love to have you join us. And check out all the other videos we have. We're posting a ton of great core cutting Q&As, guides, reviews, and more all right here. All right, I'm going to quickly share this in a few places, and then we'll dive into all your questions as everybody comes in. Anybody get anything good on Black Friday? I did pick up some Christmas gifts of different streaming players I saw on sale. That was a great deal. I also bought myself an Echo Show, the new bigger screen one. Going to use that kind of like a TV almost in the kitchen. Now that it has Hulu and Amazon and other services with it, so check that out. I'd love to hear what you got though. Leave me a comment with what you picked up for Black Friday, if you got anything, or Cyber Monday. And let me share this real quick. All right, let's dive into it. Hello, wow, a lot of people flooding in there. Jeffrey says he bought a Roku TV. William, yes, Comcast says, you know who actually broke that story? Core Cars News. I'd like to say thank you to several sites, including Ars Technica, for giving credit to that story about Comcast's price hike to Core Cars News. I really appreciate it. Robert says he got a few movies, a Google Home Mini, and some smart lights. That's nice. Brian picked up Amazon Fire tablet. That's a great one for the kids. My daughter has one. The only thing, I know there's ways to kind of do it a little bit, but I wish the Fire tablets had ABC mouse in the store, because I've really been impressed with that. Mr. Gary something says he bought Bose headphones for $50 off. That's a good deal. Richard got a Year of Curiosity stream. Good deal. Josh said he didn't get any tech, but he got some bikes for each of the kids. Yeah, that's not bad. Judy, hello from Missouri. I used to live in Missouri, not far from Fort Leonard, Missouri. Bought a Roku Stick Plus. Not a bad stick. I use that when I travel. Christopher says he got a second-gen Apple TV 4K. I didn't find any. The only deal I found on the Apple TV was from Meijer. If you look by a Meijer store, you could get a coupon for the next time you visited. Shake says he finally cut the cord last week. Welcome, Shake. It's great to have you here. Went from $180 a month with Spectrum to $116. Not a bad deal. Good to have you here. A lot of people are saying they took advantage of the Hulu's 99-cent a month deal. That was a great deal. Hope you were able to get in on it. And more. NVIDIA Shield. That's a good deal right there. Is the video streaming? Am I coming through clearly, or let me know. I'm playing with some settings, a little different for a faster response, so that when you say something and I see it, it's a little bit closer together. Hello from Houston, Texas. Dennis, I'm also from Texas. Great to see you here. Movie Fan says I was going to buy a Roku 2018, but he already has the 17 version. Yeah, other than the headphones, they're exactly the same. All right, wow, we got a lot of people here. Thanks to everybody who's come join us. Real quick, for anybody who's new, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube, we are live answering your core cutting related questions. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we do a lot of other videos here. I posted a couple. We're starting a new series about core cutting. Beginner's guide, we're going to kind of deal. How to get started with core cutting. We're going to start with a basic guide I posted today, and then we'll dive into great depth on each topic. Internet, streaming players, streaming services, and more, helping you get started. So check that out. Part 1's live now. We're going to be doing parts spread out throughout the weeks to come. Bill bought a new camera for half off. That's a good deal. Yeah, the Fire TV Stick 4K, Larry, it's probably the best Fire TV. If you're going to get a Fire TV, get the Stick 4K. You made a good decision there. What do I think of Vizio TVs? I don't recommend Vizio TVs for core cutters because they don't have a tuner. They pull the tuner, so you can't connect an antenna to it. So I don't recommend Vizio TVs. All right. Gavin says he got a 4K 55-inch Elemental for $199. Is that one of the Rokus? Is that one of their generic ones? Or one of the older the Fire TVs? I don't know if they still make those ones. Let me know what kind was it. Is the Stars deal still going on? How many live channels do you get? Movie fan over at corecarsnews.com. I just posted a list of all the streaming deals. Yes, the Star deal is still going. Yes, it does include, I believe, all the Stars channels. So check that out. All right. How was my Thanksgiving? It was amazing. We didn't actually, unfortunately, weren't able to see family, but I was able to spend some time at home with my daughter, my wife. We had a lot of fun, and I was able to play some video games, honestly. Not something I get to do all that much anymore. But I played some video games, had some fun around the house. It was a nice, relaxing, regenerating day. We gotta kind of hit the reset and the mental button and get ready to dive into them. All right, everybody. So if you have a question on cord cutting, post it here. I'll do my best to answer them. What games were I playing? Some NCAA football and the new Black Ops Battlefield 5. I've been enjoying that a lot. And a 2 Point Hospital, which is the strategy game where you build a hospital and that kind of stuff. Probably paid like 3 hours of video games on Thanksgiving. Something I don't really ever get to do anymore. What do I think about this new Android box from AT&T and DirecTV Now? Well, no one's had it, so there's no way to say what I think of it because they just started shipping them today. But what I think of it is it's an interesting idea. Sling TV's done something similar. Allows them to control what's happening in it, do some interesting things. But I think the reality is this box is not for DirecTV Now. It will work on DirecTV Now, but they're really building this Android box for the DirecTV streaming version. Now, we've known for some time now that AT&T was building a streaming version of DirecTV. Same contract, same channel, same packages, but instead of having to send somebody to your home, connect a satellite in the roof and wire it all in, they'll just mail you a box and plug it in, and there you go. You're now able to access everything you want through DirecTV without having to have a tech come. AT&T saves a lot of money. I'm hoping they give you a discount since it's cheaper for them. I'm not going to count on that. So we'll see what happens there. But I think it's interesting. We should start getting some firsthand reviews very soon. Did I watch the Michigan football game? Yes, and I'm still slightly scarred from it and very upset. That will not be forgotten. I hope Harbaugh, the one off-topic conversation real quick. I hope Harbaugh takes a lesson from Woody Hayes. Remember when Bo Schembechler in 1969 beat Woody Hayes in an upset like that, or blew them out? Woody made everywhere that score of that game for an entire year was over the practice rooms. He made a rug with the score the players had to walk over getting out of the locker room. Just put that everywhere. Every player had that score on. Every scout team player had that score on their jersey, and it was everywhere. And when Alabama lost to Texas A&M, the only game that aired in the weight rooms was the Alabama game. So I hope Harbaugh has that game on replay everywhere in the stadium. Just play it over and over and over again. So I don't know. I just hope Harbaugh is making those players watch that game over and over and over again. All right, now back to Corca. Now I've answered the off-topic question of the day. Does YouTube TV plan to add more channels soon, such as HGTV, NFL, Red Zone, and more? We don't know. So the problem with these, do they plan to add more? Very rarely do services announce what they're going to do before they do it. Occasionally, we knew Discovery was coming, not because Sling announced it, but because the Discovery CEO let it slip during an interview, which I'm not sure he was supposed to do. Could they be adding HGTV? Could they be adding NFL, Red Zone? Yes. Will they? I'm not sure. But we'll keep an eye on it. If they do, I'll be posting about it here at Corker's News. Benjamin says, any word on ESPN3 being fixed for DirecTV Now? Yeah, for coming up on 3 weeks-ish now, ESPN3 has not worked for DirecTV Now. When you do it, you get an unauthorized. It did work very briefly with several with DirecTV Now for a day, and then it stopped working again. So hopefully they fix it. I've emailed AT&T over and over and over. I've emailed ESPN. Both have declined to comment on what's happening with the ESPN3 and DirecTV Now issue. They've just not been willing to talk about it. Conversations with readers of ours through chat support have said that it's some type of contract issue, but both sides, chat support on both sides have a history of just saying things people want to hear. So don't put too much energy or trust into them. Mule, I think I'm still slightly in depression from that game and angry. Gavin says, all the live TV streaming services compared, which has the best channel lineup? Well, that's really tough because each one has its own channels. And it really depends on what you want. So most of them have ESPN, most of them have CNN, most of them have the Disney Channel, for example. But not all of them have the Pac-12 network, or not all of them have a TLC or the Animal Planet. So when you get down to the second tier, third tier, and fourth tier channels, that's where it really kind of starts breaking up a little bit. My recommendation there, Gavin, in the show notes down below, I have 4 links. It's the Core Cars app, the buy some mugs. By the way, we're selling coffee mugs if you want to buy a mug. Below the Core Car 101 link is a live TV guide. Gavin, click on that live TV guide, and in there it will have a full breakdown. I just noticed I'm linking to the September version. I'll update that in a minute to be the November version of that. But in there, it breaks down every service with every channel they have. And you can kind of go through it and see which one you want. Because I could say, hey, YouTube or Hulu works for me. Maybe for you, the right one is Sling TV or DirecTV Now. It really depends on what you want. I mean, for me, football season, I need the Big Ten Network. I need ESPN. That's important to me. Maybe you say I could care less. I just want AMC for The Walking Dead. And maybe Philo would be the best one for you. So check that link. Pick whichever one is right for you. And the truth is, they're all great. They all are great. They all offer something. It really comes down to what you want. So anytime somebody says, hey, Sling TV is the best one over them all, or Hulu or DirecTV Now, ignore that, because that may be right for them. It may not be wrong for you, because they could maybe not care about what you want to watch. So just keep that in mind. Mr. Graysome says, how does the Fire TV Recast choose what locals they will add? The Fire TV Recast just connects your antenna and then it scans. If it didn't, you can always rescan it. Go into the Fire TV app on your phone or on your Fire TV when it's connected, and go into the rescan for channels in the settings if you want to rescan. That's how it does it, just like your TV does with your antenna. Jason says he still has the cord and is looking for WMC. Let me know what WMC means. I must be just out of touch. But he says the non-tech savvy users in our house looks good on Philo, but I'm struggling to bridge local and OTA content. Okay, so 2 questions here. Let me know what WMC is, and I'll try to help you find a service that offers it. 2, combining locals and streaming. One of the things a lot of people tell me in that situation, if you're thinking about Philo, you may want to get a Roku TV, because then your locals just appear as an icon on the TV, and Philo appear as an icon on the TV. It's something you may want to think about. Also gives you a nice channel guide on your antenna and more. But let me know about what exactly WMC stands for, and I'll help you find it. How do I like the TLC TVs? Of the Roku TVs, they're a great brand. The 6 series, which is their high-end series, and is probably the best TV under $1,000. I know a lot of people like Vizio, but since Vizio doesn't offer any tuners in their TVs for antennas, I don't recommend them anymore. So TCL, if you want a under $1,000 TV, I would recommend getting their 6 series. Of course, if you want to spend over $1,000, there's a lot of TVs in the $2,000 to $3,000 range. WMC is the NBC station where you are. If you can, get an antenna and then get it for free. If not, you may want to look at like DirecTV Now, PlayStation View, Hulu, Fubo, and others, because they all offer locals, and one of them will offer that. Dennis says the lack of AT&T Sportsnet on a streaming service is the only thing holding back. Yeah, for some reason, even though AT&T owns DirecTV Now, they have been unwilling to bring in streaming services. About a year ago, they renewed their deal with an NBA franchise, I want to say Denver or something, where that NBA franchise said that it will be coming, that AT&T Sportsnet will be coming to a streaming service. Since then, it's been a year and it hasn't happened. Now, we've had similar things where it's been promoted that, oh, it's coming, and it takes a year for it to show up. So AT&T Sportsnet may still be coming if that NBA franchise was correct. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I'm keeping an eye on it. I'll let you know once I learn more. Hey, a lot of people here today. Thanks for everybody joining us. If you asked a question, I didn't answer it. It's probably because I was answering somebody else's and it flew by before I could read it. Re-ask your question, and I'll do my best to answer them. All right. What's the best Roku TV around $500? The 6 series, the 50-inch version or the 55, whichever one it is, it's about $599. That's probably the best one. The 5 series after that. Really, all the Roku TVs other than that 6 series are about the same in that price range. Is it true that Hulu TV has much more commercials than YouTube TV? When you're looking at live TV, no, they have the same commercials because commercial blocks are not controlled by the service. So when you're watching a live stream of ESPN, for example, Disney controls those commercials. Now, there may be a commercial block in the middle of that Hulu or YouTube TV can resell, but that placement and that is all controlled by ESPN. So if I'm watching ESPN on Sling or I'm watching ESPN on YouTube TV or Hulu, it's all the same commercial length. What's the difference between the 4, 5, and 6 series of the Roku TVs? So the 4 series is the low-end TV. Not quite as nice of a picture and other features like that. The 5 series is the middle of the road, a little bit better picture, and a line of sight remote. The 6 series, if you buy it on Amazon and not Best Buy, includes a point anywhere remote, includes a better picture, includes a better metal frame instead of a plastic frame, for example, on TV. Looks a little nicer, and a few other small features with it. Overall, I think for most people, you won't see a picture difference when you look from the 5 to the 6 series. From the 4 to the 6, 4 to the 5, there is a quality, I think, issue. 5 and 6 out include Dolby Digital HDR, HDR10, and all kinds of stuff with it for really good high quality images on it that I think are way better than the 4. So the 6 is really just the high end, nice all metal body, nice features, slightly better than the 5, but not dramatically there. So what's my opinion of the Toshiba Fire TV with HDR 4K? I've been meaning to get it. I have the older Fire TVs. If you could see down here a little bit more, you would see the Elemental or whatever it was version of the Fire TV. It's a nice TV. It's good. I think the Roku TVs still are a little bit better for a couple reasons. I think the picture quality on them is better by far, just to be honest with you. But the Fire TV is not that much dramatically behind it. It used to be with the previous generation, the Rokus were just way better. But since this newest generation, the Fire TV Edition Smart TVs are good. If you love a Fire TV and you're in the Fire TV user interface experience, stick with the Fire TV. Get it from Best Buy or Amazon. If you're deciding back and forth, I would say you can't go wrong with either one. If you really want a slightly better, I think, picture and everything, in my experience, in my testing, Amazon, you want to send me a new one of your TVs and show me why it's better, let me know. But I think the TCL 6 series is the best of the two. Now, a 5 series, a 4 series versus a Fire TV are about the same. Why is Hulu still considering its live version as beta? I think they've kind of dropped the beta. Is there somewhere they're still calling it beta? I was under the impression they dropped that from the name recently. Shake says, speaking of ESPN, I've noticed on YouTube TV that during commercials breaks, they show the ESPN logo instead of playing commercials. Yeah, they do that on pretty much every service, and it drives me insane. It's like, Disney, don't you want profit? Don't you want money? Now, Disney this week did announce a deal with Google to all their streaming services, including ESPN, including ESPN Plus, including all that stuff, that Google is going to take over the ads on it. So maybe that'll change soon. We'll have to watch. Lax says, every night we watch MSNBC from 7 to 9 p.m. on Sling TV, but at some point it shuts down and I have to reload it. Any ideas? Two questions about that. What device are you using? And have you tried uninstalling Sling TV and reinstalling it? Let me know. Sometimes the apps go bad. If this continues, I would contact Sling TV. Any update on your daily comparison of the Tableau versus the recast? Mo, it's coming. With Thanksgiving and Black Friday, I'm a little bit behind on some of that stuff. So we're going to get to it. Why does Hulu Live TV not carry MLB, NFL, NBA, or NHL networks? Well, those cost money. And if you want everything you can get from it for really $32, because it includes the standard version of Hulu, there's only so much you can offer, because once you go too far, once you start including NBA, NFL, NHL, and more, all in that's going to probably mean you're facing a price hike. And until Hulu really kind of expands more into add-ons, that could be a problem for them. Is it true that Netflix is $2 billion in debt? Netflix is in debt. I don't know if it's $2 billion. And debt is a relative term, because that debt is basically investors have put money into the company and then they owe that money back at some point. But it's not necessarily like a bank loan. It doesn't work the same way when investors give you angel funding. Has a Roku Express. Have not tried reloading Sling. I will try it. If that's the very first generation Roku Express from 2016, I would consider upgrading it, because the 2017 version, 2018 versions are just better. So keep that in mind. Dragon says, why does CW stream live on DirecTV now? Because they have a contract. CW streams on multiple live TV streaming services, but only in a few markets. Most of them now just rely on the CW app, which is on pretty much every streaming player that gives you access to the CW content for free the next day with ads. So keep in mind. Dragon, the CW does stream on DirecTV now, but only in a couple markets. And your market must not be one of them. Rick says, hi Luke, we are moving and the new internet company we will be using has data caps, which I hate. We stream all of our TVs with DirecTV Now and use a Tableau. They offer 100 megabyte down with a 300 gigabyte cap. Wow, that's a crazy low cap. Who is still offering only a 300 gigabyte cap? I thought pretty much everybody was up to a terabyte on that. Few tips though, and that just boggles my mind. There's a company still doing that. Let me know who that is. Few tips there to stay on your data cap. Turn off autoplay next on Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, etc. One of the main things that happens is people fall asleep, and then the Netflix keeps playing, and it burns through 10, 20 gigabytes of data while you're sleeping. If you turn off the autoplay next in the settings, you may have to click on the next episode, but you're going to save maybe 100 or 200 gigabytes of data there every month. So I would do that. And if your kids are like my kids and they watch the same thing over and over and over and over again, pick up a set of DVDs for that. So keep that in mind. Busta says, is Hulu really free for Sprint customers? Yes, and Netflix is free for T-Mobile customers too. John says, any update on Sony updating older TVs to Android TV OS 8? No, I haven't heard anything about it. I will say that's one of the reasons why I like Roku, and I think Amazon has a good record about this so far, not as old. Roku is very good about updating their older TVs. Amazon's fairly good about it too. That's one of the reasons I recommend them, because I feel confident that in a year, if you're buying a smart TV, in 2 years, they're still going to be supporting it. Cameron says, my new 4K Fire TV stick stays connected to 2 gigahertz, but not the 5.0. Wi-Fi reads very good for both. All my streaming devices, which are further away, work well with 5 gigahertz. I would reset your Wi-Fi network. Every now and then you need to do it. I had this issue with my Roku TV. My upstairs one kept not wanting to connect for it. I did everything. I thought, let me reboot the router. So I came in here, unplugged the router, plugged it back in, and boom. The TV was not the problem at all. It was my router. And every now and then, if you're not rebooting that router once a week, I would suggest you do that. Can you watch DVR on the Xfinity app? I'm not sure. Their streaming one, I don't believe offers it. I'm not all that well versed on what cable companies are offering their customers right now. I know Busakin asks, with the free Hulu and Sprint deal where you get Hulu for free from Sprint, can you watch it on your TV or is it limited just to your phone? You can watch it on your TV, on your computer, on your tablet. It gives you, Sprint will pay for your Hulu subscription and let you watch it on all devices Hulu supports. Hi Luke, is there a difference between the 55-inch and the 65-inch series TCL TV? Other than screen size? Really not. The 56-inch has slightly more zones, but that has to do more with the fact that the TV's bigger. So no, I think in viewing it, you won't see a difference. I have the 55-inch, and I'm very happy with it. Delphid says his lowest internet plan is only 200 gigabytes a month. Yeah, I would definitely get the 1 terabyte. I mean, when I cut the cord, I had a 250 gigabyte data cap, and I was successful in staying under it. Like I said, you do have to pay attention to it. You do have to do stuff like turn off autoplay next. That's the number one way to save money. And then I just, back when they had the Amazon Unbox app, which is, I'm dating myself a little bit, which was had a computer connected to my TV, and I downloaded all my daughter's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or wherever she was watching back then. And that way she could just click on it and watch it when she wanted, without having to re-stream it. It was great because it saved us hundreds of gigabytes. So it can be done. It does take a little bit of effort with that. What's the best HD DVR for antenna on a budget? I believe, I'm not sure if this is happening right now, but the Tableau DVR Lite version was on sale for $99 in Best Buy. See if that's still there. That's not a bad deal at all if you can get it. Yeah, I would check into that, see if that's there. All right, if I didn't answer your question, re-ask it. I'll do my best to help you get the most out of your cord cutting experience. And thank you to everybody who's here. If you are new, hit that subscribe button. Check it out every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're here answering your cord cut related questions, and we will always be posting videos all week about cord cutting news, tips, tricks with a weekly recap in the world of cord cutting. So check that out. I just bought the new Fire TV 4K stick, even though I don't have a 4K TV. It was well worth it. Yeah, I agree with you. Summing it all up, he says it works better. It does. The Fire TV Stick 4K is the best Fire TV on the market at this moment. All right, New York City. Is there any way to reduce the 20-second delay watching YouTube TV compared to cable TV? It's annoying watching a game and being on Twitter at the same time. You know what's funny is antennas first. So if you watch a game with an antenna, you'll see it before cable subscribers will. So there's about 10 seconds between antenna and cable, and then there's about 10 to 20 seconds depending on your computer and your streaming device. So a few things to shrink that. Make sure you have a powerful streaming player, because some of that delay comes from the time it takes the streaming player to load the channel. So if the streaming player is old and slow, your delay will be a little bit fat or a little bit longer than one without it. And then the other one is make sure you have a strong Wi-Fi connection wherever you're doing it. But anywhere from 15 to 30 seconds is the average, with about 20 seconds being right there. I don't think it'll be a big issue. If you're constantly refreshing Twitter, I would wait 20 seconds and then look. But if you have an option, if you really want to see it first, actually, watch it if you can. Watching a game with an antenna means you'll see it before people on cable see it. Sling TV did add Discovery channels. Yes, if you go to CoreCarsNews.com, right at the first page, I have a story there about it with all the details about Sling TV. Colin says, Luke, I'm a student on a student budget. Which services offer discounts for students? Hulu, I'm not sure if Hulu still has this, but Hulu and Spotify used to have this great bundle. I think it was like $5 to get Hulu and Spotify as a student. Check that out. If YouTube is something you want a lot, YouTube just launched a student bundle. Amazon has a student bundle. Check those out. So Amazon, look into the Hulu Spotify deal. I'm not sure that's still there, but if it is, Spotify and Hulu for like $5-10, something in that range, is unbeatable. That's a great deal. So check that out. And then look at your cell phone plan. It was Sprint and T-Mobile. Sprint, you can get Hulu. T-Mobile, you can get Netflix for free. So check that out too, because you probably have a cell phone. Any word on DirecTV Now adding new channels? No. And the thing with all these questions about is this service adding this, is this service adding that, is they rarely, and I do mean rarely, ever tell us when they're going to do it. So if it happens, I will post it when it happens. But unfortunately, it could happen tomorrow. They just haven't announced it. Brandon says the Spotify Premium for students comes with Hulu and Showtime. You're right. I remember they added Showtime to that. So if they're still offering that deal and you're a student for $4.99 a month, Spotify Music, Hulu, limited commercial version, and Showtime for $4.99, that just, I mean, that's almost enough to make you want to go back to college. Actually, no. You couldn't pay me to go back to college. I did all my time. I did my time. No, I'm very happy for my college degree. I'm just happy I'm done with it. Are there any subscription services that manage retaining recordings from multiple users well? So a couple services that allow multiple users have multiple different DVRs. PlayStation View, YouTube TV. Does Hulu do that? I can't remember. Somebody with Hulu Live TV. Does the DVR allow different people to have different DVR recordings? Let me know. I know YouTube TV will. I know PlayStation View will. Thoughts on DirecTV Now versus PlayStation View? DirecTV Now seemed very slow responding. Wish PlayStation View had more channels, but unlimited DVR, although confusing. You know, really, I think DirecTV Now and PlayStation View both are good for someone. It's going to come down to which one has the channels you want. You know, Hulu may be good for you. It may be bad for me. YouTube TV may be perfect for me. It may be a bad option for you, etc. So I wish that you would keep that in mind. You know, do your own research, pick out what's right for you is all I can tell you. What I will say is I think both of them are good services and you won't go wrong with either one. Christopher says, YouTube TV told me today they're adding new channels next month. That may be true, but my number one rule about tech support, phone or chat or email, they will lie to your face. They will tell you whatever they think that you want to hear. Why? Because I actually had an interview with some of the people who did this. I've talked to them and they told me this, that when you work in these chat centers or these phone banks, they're graded on how quickly, not that they answer your question, but that they get to the next person. That you willingly say, oh yeah, thanks for answering my question, you move on. So a lot of them will lie to your face to say whatever they think they want to hear. Oh, you're asking when we're going to have new channels? Well, next month. And the likelihood of you ever coming back to them is like non-existent. So keep that in mind, that it's just not worth putting any trust into chat support now. And maybe that's something I got to repost. I'll add that to my list of things to repost that, because that's a lesson I've learned the hard way. And it's a lesson that I would encourage you to learn early because it helps you avoid it. Mule says Pluto TV is still adding channels. Are they making money? Really enjoy the free channels. I'm sure Pluto TV is probably being supported by investors right now. The thing though is they're free. So I'm sure a lot of the deals with like the Fox deals or the Discovery deal that was just announced, it's probably a deal where it's like, hey, we'll take your content and you'll get, let's say they'll get 80% of the revenue. I don't know what the percentages are. We're going to throw easy numbers. Let's say Discovery's putting their content on Pluto TV. That was just announced. 80% of whatever ad revenue comes from the Discovery content will go to Discovery. Pluto TV will keep 20%. So it's a pretty good deal for them. And that's typical in a lot of how these work. Not always. There are sometimes upfront fees. Are they losing money? Maybe. In the long run, they'll probably set themselves up very well for the future. I would be surprised if Pluto TV was struggling at all. Edward says, what free streaming movies channels has the fewest ads? It changes all the time. The Roku channel is probably one of the best ones with that. Pluto TV, Tubi, Crackle are other good ones to check out. People are telling me that going back to the Hulu DVR, they're telling me that the Hulu DVR is shared between users. So that may not be an option for if you want your own. Or why is Sling TV fighting with AT&T over HBO? I don't get it. King. So yeah, so Sling TV and AT&T are fighting over HBO. This is the first time AT&T is renegotiating with Dish since AT&T bought HBO. And from our understanding, according to Dish, is AT&T for the first time was telling Dish, you have to guarantee us X amount of subscribers. Even if you don't have them, you have to pay us for it. And they wanted a price hike on it. And Dish said, no, we're not doing that. You know, you're offering HBO for free to all these people with an AT&T wireless account. Why should we have to guarantee a certain number of subscribers? That's not fair to us when they can just go get HBO Now and so on. So it's good sense for Dish. Why throw away that money? Why would you want to give away money to AT&T when you could just say, hey, you know what, we're not offering it, but you can go get it with HBO Now? There's no reason really for Dish to carry it or for Sling TV to carry HBO when as a Sling TV customer, I can just download the HBO Now app right next to the Sling TV app. So just keep that in mind. Here's a question. I noticed Pluto TV added Buzzard, but I don't see it on my listings. What should I do? Buzzard's coming to stream players currently only on the web version, but they said it's coming to Roku and other devices soon. I don't know what that means. Hey, real quick, because I have a family to support. We have some full-time employees to pay. Hang on there. I'm gonna play a quick 30-second ad. If you watch it, I would really appreciate that support. And also, hey, if you're here, not everybody's going to see the ad, and you want to get one of these coffee mugs, we are now selling Core Card News coffee mugs, $10.99 plus shipping. Link in the show notes down below, so check that out. All right, while we wait for everybody else to come in, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a great Black Friday. I had a pretty good one. I got some good deals, so I hope you did too. All right, jumping back to the conversation. Steve says something I may have missed. Vizio has added our TV tuners to all 4K TVs this year. That's great. I did not know that. Best place to find out what areas have internet providers with no data cap. I'm not sure about that. Anybody have a suggestion how to figure out what area providers are in your area? Bill, we actually do have t-shirts. If you go, actually I don't have it in this video, but if you go to any other video that I've recently published, at the bottom of the show notes of that video is a link to a Teespring store where you can buy t-shirts with the Core Cards News logo on it. Clark, yeah, so Sling TV did add a bunch of Discovery networks, and Discovery now owns the Science Channel. All right, if I haven't answered your question, re-ask it. While everybody re-asks their questions, one great news: Core Cards News has a new full-time employee. Becca has come in. She's going to start taking care of a lot of the social media, answering a lot of questions, a lot of the back-end stuff, taking care of paperwork and accounting and doing all that. So very excited to announce new employee over at Core Cards News. You may not see her in the front end. We do have a freelancer, Jess, who does front end stuff for us, and that's great news for Core Cards News. Another writer over at Core Cards News. Look for some more things to come soon. Core Cards News is growing. We now have a small team of people we're slowly building in. I'm very excited to have some full-time employees helping make Core Cards News possible. So if you see Becca, make sure over on any of our social media, make sure you welcome her to Core Cards News. Is the HD Home Run worth it? Yeah, it's a great device. Couple things. Doesn't work with Roku unless you use like a media center. If you want the DVR, you need like a media center. So just do your research. It's a great device though. I use an antenna for my room, but my dad uses cable, and the opposite happens. He sees it first, and I have about a 5 to 10 second delay. Duff, are you using a service like a DVR or something? That could be delaying it, but antennas should. Now, all cable, all TV networks are different, but in most TV stations, the antenna gets it first. Because how this happens is if you're watching ABC, So ABC broadcasts the signal, usually to their transmitter first, and then they retransmit that signal to cable, who then turns on and transmits it to you, and that causes the delay. So ABC in your town is broadcasting, and it goes out on their antenna, and then they have to transmit it to Comcast, and then Comcast takes it, and then they retransmit it out, for example. Now, it could be for some reason that your TV station has put a delay in, an additional delay. Maybe they do a lot of live broadcasts. A lot of TV stations are doing this now to prevent an accidental swear word, and maybe theirs just seems to be a little bit longer, so keep that in mind. So do you think Sling TV will start charging for these extra channels down the road? They promise they won't. Now, with that said, Sling TV sometimes is probably going to raise the price. They've only done one price hike, and that took 3 years before it happened. So hopefully it won't happen anytime soon, and that was a $5 price hike. One of the things is with inflation, with all things, eventually the price goes up. But Sling TV's cut some channels, moved some things around. So they made room for this. I would be surprised if Discovery is the reason they raised the price. Do I think Philo, YouTube TV, PlayStation Views, DVR functions should have the ability to record individual programming? Yes, I think it's very annoying. For instance, I haven't used them this year recording football games, but last year I was going to be gone for a football game, wanted to record it. I came home, and PlayStation Review had not only recorded my football game, but every football game on ESPN, 1, 2, U, SEC Network, and more. So keep that. That was very painful. Anthony and Josh are asking about ATSC 3.0, but all they're saying is ATSC 3.0. Can you let me know what's your question about ATSC 3.0? It's the new over-the-air TV standard, not out to the public yet, but coming soon. All right. Walmart's buy box have an Ethernet connection. I believe so. Though I think Walmart in some stores, at least in the one in my area, has replaced the My Box with a Jetstream box. It's pretty much the exact same player from a different company. It's an Android TV one. So check that out. PC Doctor says he still has AT&T Uverse with a DVR that he can fast forward through commercials, when he pauses and records movies and shows. However, I've heard that Cord Cutter's DVR services you have to sit. Not true with all of them. Hulu, you do have to sit. Pretty much all of them now you don't. YouTube TV, with the exception of like 1 or 2 networks, you can fast forward through. And DirecTV Now and Sling TV, you can all fast forward through. Fubo TV, you can fast forward through. So keep that in mind. DirecTV Now is only stereo on your Roku. Any services have multi audio. DirecTV Now is actually one of the few ones that offers 5.1 surround sound. But I think it's only on select devices. There are a bunch of Rokus that offer it, so keep that in mind. But I'm not sure. Maybe it's your Roku. Contact DirecTV Now support. Look at their Q&A to see which Roku support the surround sound. Movie Fan, it says, does the Jetstream have an Ethernet port? Movie Fan, I am blanking out, but I got good news for you. I did a review of it here. I want to say 99.9% certain, yes, the Jetstream has an Ethernet. Click on the Cord Cutters News logo. Look at my videos. About 2 weeks ago, I posted a review of it. And I haven't touched it since I finished the review. But I want to say yes, it does. But a small part of my brain saying no, it doesn't. So check that out. PC Doctor says, a representative of YouTube TV told me that if I record a show and then become available on demand, I would have to watch the on demand, which doesn't allow you fast forward. That used to be true, PC Doctor. A couple weeks ago on most of the channels, a vast majority of them, they changed it. So now you can watch the recorded DVR version, not the on demand version, and fast forward through commercials. So used to be true, is not anymore for most of them. All right, Steve says the Jetstream has Ethernet, the MyBox does not, so there you go. Yeah, for some reason I thought the MyBox did, but the Jetstream, I am 99% certain, and Steve says it does too, have an Ethernet. What do you think of the chances of the Roku trying to compete with the Recast Art? The funny thing is, the inventor of the Roku is also the guy who invented the DVR. Anthony Wood is the president and creator of Roku. and he also is the guy who invented the DVR. Very nice guy. Quite. If you ever get a chance to read one of his interviews, watch them. Very nice. I highly recommend you do that. Could they do it? Sure. Roku has shown no interest in that. They already have a lot of devices. So the Tableau DVR, which works on Roku, and some others are actually the recast is almost an exact copy of the Tableau DVR. Yeah, not exactly, but you get the idea. So there are already ones out there for it. Then why would a representative tell me that? I spoke with him on Monday. PC Doctor, what's the number one thing to remember? I always tell people, never trust chat agents. Yes, a couple channels. I think CBS is one of the few that don't. Most YouTube channels, TV channels now allow you to fast forward. My recommendation, though, PC Doctor, YouTube TV offers a free trial. Before you ever think about canceling Uverse, get the free trial. Test it out. See if it works for you. Don't trust chat agents. Half the time they don't know what they're talking about. The other half the time they're just trying to get you off the line as quickly as possible. Will the average person see a difference between 1080p and 4K? You know, I was one who didn't. When I saw 4K just as 4K, I didn't. But HDR, 4K HDR is something I notice a difference because the colors are just so much more vivid on the screen. But when I look at it, I didn't see a difference between 1080p HD and 4K. And you know, I think this kind of comes down. Some people see things better than others. It's like audiophiles. To me, my little earbuds sound fine. Other people are like, man, if you don't listen to a Bose headset, you're not hearing sound. And when I listen to this Bose Wave headset and my earbuds, which are nice earbuds, they're not cheap ones, I can't tell a difference. I think 4K is kind of one of those things. Some people really see it. Other people can't tell a difference. John, you are right that Google does not do a very good job updating their help pages and guides and what's an official Android TV device and what's not. So keep that in mind. Sometimes I wonder how serious Google is about Android TV, just to be honest with you. Sometimes they don't seem all that serious about it. Thomas says, is Fubo TV the best for sports? If it has the sports you want, the big thing about Fubo TV is it does not have ESPN. But it does have pretty much every other sport out there, so just keep that in mind. Mule says Fox Nation, the new streaming service from Fox News, does not work on Roku or Fire TV. They say it's coming soon. It just launched yesterday. They're probably waiting for Amazon and Roku to approve the new one. Edward says, do most people still use another Roku device beside the one that comes built into your TV? If you have a Roku TV with a built-in that's purchased in the last 3 or 4 years, it's going to be just as good as a Roku Premier or Ultra. They really are a good quality TV. No, if you have a newer Roku TV, I wouldn't see a reason to plug another Roku into it. Do I know when Roku will have the 9.0 update for the Ultra or Premier Plus? My Premier 2017 version. My Premier Plus wasn't a 2017 version. Or you mean 2016? The 2016 version, I don't know. My 2018 Premier does have the 9.0. One of my Ultras, I think, has the 9.0. If you don't have the 9.0 now, probably in the next couple weeks you will have it. All right, Shaked. Now I understand your question. He says, my Samsung television doesn't have a Roku. Is it worth investing in buying a Roku? If your Samsung TV has streaming apps or doesn't have a streaming app that you want, yes, I would get a Roku because Roku does have more streaming apps than a Samsung TV. But if all you're sticking to is like the Netflix and the Hulus and it has that and you're happy, then no, there's no reason to get a Roku. So keep that in mind. Country Boy asks, what is a Roku SE? A Roku SE is a special edition. I actually have a box for one. That gray box way over there is a Roku SE box. And all it is, they do it for Black Friday, is they take the Roku, in this case, the Roku Express, the $30 plan, they sell it for $20, and it was it's the exact same as the Roku Express, but they were able to sell it for a special edition, super cheap price by changing the name. That way they didn't devalue the Express by offering it for $20 for a couple days, and they still got to sell it for a crazy cheap price. Hope that makes sense. It's basically just a marketing gimmick. And if you don't have one, you're probably not going to really find one. All right, if I have answered your question, repost it because they're flying by. I got about 10 minutes. We're going to answer some more questions. If you're new here, do me a favor, please. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that notification bell. If you're now a subscriber, hit that notification bell. We're putting a lot of effort into our YouTube channel. We just hit 40,000 subscribers last week, and thank you, everybody. I forgot to say thank you. Thank you. 40,000. You know, that's more than double where we were about a year ago. Unbelievably grateful for your support. Court Cars News has had skyrocketing growth. Our YouTube channel, we're bringing in new employees. We're looking at new office space maybe next year. We'll see. We may need something bigger. Really thankful for your support. I really appreciate it. But yeah, so if you're new here though, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're posting a lot more YouTube videos, hopefully helping you get the most out of your court cutting experience, including a new series we're going to take step by step about how to become a court cutter. We're going to make it one big playlist. We just posted today, how to become a court cutter, part 1, getting started. We're going to dive into like streaming players, streaming services, antennas, internet, all kinds of different topics in depth, where each video will walk you through a part of court cutting. Can you mirror with a Roku? Yes, a Windows will mirror, Android devices will mirror to a Roku device. iOS, I don't think so. Somebody help me. You can cast photos and videos from your phone on iOS to a Roku. I don't know if you can mirror though. Am I an OLED or an LED LCD? You know, again, I can't see a huge difference there. Maybe it's just my eyes aren't that great. I do have LASIK, and I do have great, I think, 20/20 vision still. LASIK, by the way, best thing ever. But no, I haven't noticed a difference between the two. Any chance of having MLB on Fubo or Sling? MLB's not on Sling. It is on several services. Hopefully it comes out to some more soon, too. Okay, people are confirming you cannot mirror an iOS device to Roku, only on Apple TV. And that's probably more on Apple. Apple has this thing where they don't like working nice with other people. Do I think PlayStation View will add their multi-screens to other devices? A couple months ago, I would have said no, because Sony had previously seemed to really want to push people towards the PlayStation by keeping some features only exclusive to PlayStations. But in the last couple months, they've really kind of opened things up. They've struck deals with Roku. They struck deals with Amazon Fire, with Apple TV, to really integrate PlayStation better into those devices. So I do think it's very likely that PlayStation View will bring things like multi-screen to other devices soon. Freddie says, have I heard anything about DirecTV Now and the ESPN3 lockout? No. So we broke that news over at courtcarsnews.com. I posted an update over the weekend because I sure heard a lot of people upset about football last Saturday. And sadly, no. I've contacted AT&T. I've contacted ESPN and Disney, and neither one has responded to our emails, our request for comment. We are working on getting an answer there. Chat agents, and like I said, don't trust them, but they're saying there's a contractual issue and they hope to bring it back. So we'll wait and see. Tony says, any news on 5G? No, sadly, nothing new other than Sprint announcing they're going to launch in some cities next week. AT&T officially launched it in select markets in Dallas, but they don't have a device for a customer yet. They said that device is coming soon. So AT&T kind of has 5G, but you can't use it kind of thing going on right now. Verizon's live, and that's about it on news. T-Mobile still says coming in 2018. I'm expecting any day now with T-Mobile. All right. If I haven't answered your question, re-ask it. There's just a lot of people here today, and questions are flying by. Luke, can you get in some rounds of golf in Texas this time of year? Yes, you can. It's kind of hit and miss. And actually, funny story. So last time I went golfing, it's been about 2 weeks because of the holiday and everything. I was on the back nine and I took a swing. And I was like, and my golf ball kind of just landed a few feet down. I was like, that's weird. And there was a object flying down the middle of the fairway. My driver head broke off the end of the shaft and went like 50 times farther than the golf ball did, and the driver head just kept on flying. It was a Nike driver. It was kind of old, so I gotta go get myself a new driver. But yeah, greatest thing about living in Texas, golf is pretty much year round. Though in the December, January time, it can be kind of hit and miss if you want to go golfing in the weather or not. Thanks, Mule. I really appreciate your support, being a subscriber, and coming here and joining us. Is Sinclair Broadcasting still investing in ATC 3.0? 80 markets opening soon. Yes, Sinclair is still part of the big organization of people that includes Fox and NBC, ABC. All these different companies are all investing money into ATSC 3.0. 2019 is probably when we're going to see markets start going consumer focused on it. PC Doctor says, I have one last question about the DVR on YouTube TV. Is it true that programs do not automatically erase? It's true. They will automatically erase, but like months. I think it's 9 months? I think you can store them for up to 9 months. Somebody remind me, what's the lifespan of the DVR? It's measured in months. You can keep content there. But at some point, it will auto-delete. Sling TV and others offer where you can buy space, and then it's limited, but you can keep it however you want. Yeah, it was the strangest thing when I hit that golf ball. I hit it and I looked down, like the golf ball is just farther down the tee area. What's that object flying down the middle of the fairway? Oh, that's my driver head. Whoa, it made it well into the fairway, down the dead center of the fairway, unfortunately. All right, everybody's reminding me. Yes, I was right. 9 months is the maximum for YouTube TV on certain things. Yep, everybody keeps saying yes. Sling TV did add some Discovery networks. Go to corecarsnews.com. In the first page, I have a post about it with all the details you need to know. All right, last golf questions. I got time for like 1 or 2 more questions, but I haven't answered it. Re-ask it. I'll do my best to get in there. Otherwise, again, wow, 40,000 subscribers. Thank you. Never in my wildest imagination when I started Core Cars News would I imagine would be this big. Never in imagination people would be working for me, helping me make Core Cars News a reality. Thank you. We do our best. I know we're not always perfect, but we're going to continue to do our best to help you get the most out of core cutting and give you all the information related to core cutting. So help us out. Hit that subscribe button. Let your friends know. We'll keep doing our best to help you out. Roland says he got a Roku streaming stick, experiencing a lot of interruptions while watching TV. Not sure what's happening. Probably weak Wi-Fi. Weak Wi-Fi is the number one reason. Make sure you have strong Wi-Fi where you are located. Candace says NFL football is coming to ABC. Does this mean Monday Night Football is coming to ABC? Probably not. I think ESPN has several years left on the contract. While ESPN and ABC are owned both by Disney, they are operated separately. That's why you see things like ESPN on ABC for their football games instead of it being promoted as ABC Sports. So ABC and ESPN are separate. Yes, they bought the rights away from Fox for the NFL draft next year. Will you take care? Do you think CBS and Viacom are ever going to merge? Possible. CBS seems to really not want to merge with Viacom, and I can't blame them because by all reports, Viacom is struggling, and CBS is doing okay. I'm sure CBS doesn't want to take on that debt. Now, the problem here is CBS and Viacom, the majority owner in both are the same family. They own a majority control of both Viacom and CBS, and they're trying to force the merger. And CBS is suing that person to prevent this merger. I haven't heard anything recently about what's happening about that, but I'm gonna do a little digging, see if I can come up with anything new. But it could happen, but I don't expect it to. Bill, yes, there's something from the old days. ABC's Wide World of Sports. That brings back memories. Do I think the MyBox as is a good option for Android TV? It's a budget player. It's the same as the original. The only difference really is the remote in a slightly different case. But I would keep an if you have the money, I would get an NVIDIA Shield. If you don't, I would go the other way. All right, last question, and this is one I'm kind of excited about. Do I think the XFL will succeed second time around? I think the XFL has a better option. There's another football league, I think the American Football League or something like that, who is also trying to launch to offer a second option to the NFL. I think the XFL has a real option there, a real chance. And I think it was too bad they didn't get a second season. I completely understand why they didn't. But I think, yes, the XFL will probably be more successful than you think it will be. I think it's a good idea for them to try not to compete to be in the off season of the NFL. Luke, is there an update in the Disney Fox merger? No, it's look for it soon though. But hey, everybody, I'm gonna cut it off there. Thank you to everybody. Again, 40,000 subscribers. Wow, thank you. If you're not subscribed, hit subscribe. If you are, make sure you check that notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. And check back next week for another Core Q&A, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And check out all of our other videos we post here in the channel. Thomas, thank you. I hope you enjoy your mug. We'll get that mailed out tomorrow for you. All right, everybody, take care. I'll see you next week. Hey, if you're still here, watch this 30-second ad because it helps me pay the bills and pay the employees. And to everybody else, again, I can't say thank you enough. For Thanksgiving, one of the things I'm very thankful for is the site has been a source of income. It's become my full-time job, the way I support my family. And I'm eternally grateful for you, the loyal readers, the loyal viewers, the people who support us, tell their friends about Core Cars News. It just means the world to me. It really does. I'm eternally grateful for your support. So if you're new here, we hope you come back. If you've been here a while, thank you. I will see you all next week. You can check out the Patreon too if you want to donate $1 or $2, but we really appreciate it. So take care, everybody. Have a good night.